Well, a story we've spoke about here on GB News before, anglers in Derbyshire look set to win their fight to return to Wingerworth Lido. I hope I've got that right. After councillors moved to reverse what had effectively become a fishing ban.
Well, the Labour-run council's Scrutiny committee has recommended a temporary lease allowing fishing while long-term plans for the site are developed.
We're joined now by Director of External Affairs of the Countryside Alliance, Metcalf-Fisher. Mo, pleasure to have you back. We spoke about this story months ago now in the summer. You've had a victory by the sounds of it. Tell us more.
It looks like it's some really good news. It's quite rare.
Yeah.
We've got some good news.
We do love to hear good news every now and then, Mo.
Well, GB News has been up there. They've been to the Wingerworth Lido. Anna Riley, your fantastic correspondent, was up there. She met my friend, Big Duff's James Duffy, who's a local angler, big TikTok angling sensation, and that's his local lake. And the Labour Council there, very suddenly, banned angling. Threatening fines of over like £2,000 for people that didn't do it. Why? To create a biodiversity hub. But no one actually knows what a biodiversity hub is. But what we do know is before they banned angling, it was a biodiversity hub, thanks to angling.
And the consequences of banning the angling, what sort of things did local residents see around? Because I think this was quite shocking. You were telling me some of the stories of that. Oh, my goodness. What sort of stuff were local residents encountering?
Well, there was concerns over just general cleanliness around the Lido. I mean, what people don't always get is that anglers are kind of a watchful eye on the water. They're there literally 24/7. I mean, they can be there overnight, early in the morning. So they're there just watching for changes in the water. You know, there were dead fish floating up, and obviously an angler would spot that and get it out and take action. But obviously without them around the lake, these sorts of things can go amiss. They're also there to deter antisocial behaviour as well. We do have a problem on our waters with poaching, illegal poaching, and anglers are there to basically warn those people off.
Yeah.
And so when you take away anglers for some bogus, ridiculous reason like they did in Wingerworth, you were depriving the lake of its true friend and ally.
It is a bit of a generalisation, perhaps, but Labour are not a friend of countryside sports. We saw what the Blair government did to fox hunting. I certainly remember when I was an MP, I had a big rural patch in my constituency. You know, lots of problems with complaints about perfectly legitimate countryside pursuits. Do you think this is part of that same agenda, that it's a countryside sport, therefore they don't like it and want to shut it down?
I really hope not. You know, there are millions of anglers. It would be a really stupid thing to make a national policy of going after angling. I think that the Labour Party just needs to drop their obsession with these issues, you know, hunting, shooting, fishing, focus on actually addressing real issues for rural people. You know, they've got 100 MPs now in rural areas. Yeah. You'd think that they'd want to reset their relationship with the countryside. There was a lot of goodwill going into the last general election, but yet we're reading headlines about angling bans, you know, wanting to waste hundreds of more hours on talking about trail hunting again. We've got this shooting, like a shotgun licensing consultation coming down the line. You know, what is going on? Can we please just reset the conversation and do something good for the countryside? Yeah,
Mo, this is a real politicisation of the countryside and rural areas. Is this because the left wing of the country are now moving into this green territory? They're sort of trying to, particularly Labour Party, get a big threat by the Green Party, at the moment at least. Is this what we're seeing? And David Cameron, even with the Conservative Party, started moving conversations to the countryside, to the environment. Are we just getting too involved politically with this stuff and things that we don't particularly understand very well? Politicians don't understand very well, at least.
Well, it's just extremely bad politics. And actually, if anyone wanted to take the time to look into it from Labour HQ, they'd know that shooting, hunting and fishing do a huge amount to help conservation, far more than a lot of people that sat on Twitter moaning all the time. You know, they put in this stuff usually at their own expense. You know, particularly shooting. I mean, we're talking so much money pumped into moorland areas, for example. I don't like the politicisation of our countryside, but as I say, when the Labour Party are churning out policies like trail hunt bans, you know, shotgun restrictions and all this stuff, it's fueling this narrative which is developing, which is they are leading a war on the countryside, and they should desperately want to move away from that.
Totally agree. Mo, Metcalf-Fisher, thank you so much for joining us. Come back when you've got some more good news. Or if